Joining you right at kickoff, let's get nasty. Port Huron, Chris Taddy. This one, though, is going to be returned to the 5. Seppo to the 10, 15, now 20. Upfield down to the 25, into the 27, and we've got a flag in the vicinity of Chris Taddy. And the gentleman tangling up with him, number 10 over there, Nicholas Kendrick, and we'll see what that's all about, right at the 50. That is odd when you've got the kickoff, though the kicker fighting a little bit or pushing and shoving with another guy.
That seems to be an odd place to have a flag. Port Huron High has to be careful here.
It's against Northern.
Well, so does Northern, but Port Huron High has to be careful. They seem to be traditionally the team that kind of gets a little bit too over-emotional. Port Huron Northern, though, they have to play the perfect game in the second half to win this ball game, and this isn't the way to start it.
Well, it's a personal foul against Northern. They're going to be first down, but they're going to be backed up a great deal. Let's go over some of the halftime stats, shall we, Hyde?
Sure.
Port Huron, a big passer, obviously, Jordan Galanos, 5 for 8, 92 yards. On the rush, Taddy, 11 for 88. Titus and Page, actually, Page was 1 for 15, as the stats continue here in just a moment. First down, Ty Thomas, the keeper. That's been one of their big plays out of their playbook tonight, but sometimes it's worked, sometimes it hasn't. But you mentioned it in the first half, Tom. How much are they going to do this, being as it is the quarterback?
Well, you got to have them survive the game, that's for sure. When you're this tight into a game, 14-7, you got to make sure that your general on the field survives it.
Receiving, David Foster, 57 yards receiving. Sawyer, 25, and Michael Johnson, just 10. Minus, of course, all the stupid penalties by the Big Reds, which cost them a couple of touchdowns in that first half.
Well, they're going to have to clean it up. They really could be blowing this game out right now. They could be 20 points ahead. And instead, it's 14-7.
Second and 4 from the 20. Handoff, Colby Brooks. Not enough for the first. About third down. It looks to be 1.5. For Port Huron Northern in the first half, Ty Thomas just 1 for 8. It was 21 yards. He threw 1 pick. Rushing, Brooks Colby, 62 yards. Ty Thomas, 39, and Matthews, 42. And the big receiver, just 1 for 21. That is Javon Collier. I also found out at halftime, Durand Ashford, a season-ending thumb surgery injury. So how's that for a big
well, that hurts you. That's one of your weapons out.
Ty Thomas, the fake. Big Reds bought it. Look out. Thomas upfield. Gets to the 39 and a first down.
Well, this is exactly what Northern has to do. Just little chunks down the field. Take your time up. You got to keep that offense of the Big Reds off the field.
And one thing about Thomas, we've talked a lot about that play and how often they're going to go to it. It works, well, as you see right there.
It either works wonderfully or fails miserably, it seems. And I just don't know if it's 6.5, half dozen of the other, or whether he's going to get hurt or not. And I'd rather keep him healthy.
I think it is absolutely ridiculous that Northern is even in this game, the way that first half was played. But right now, it is their game to win or lose, and I never thought I would say that.
This is how upsets happen.
Thomas, the keeper, 5 more. Drew Page on the tackle.
Well, they're using him as their workhorse tonight.
Right, and he's a heck of an athlete, but it takes its toll. It takes its toll on a running back, let alone a quarterback.
Then you throw in the equation that if he hurts his arm or he tweaks a knee, I mean, he's a quarterback. He needs to have everything functioning well.
And I really think in this game right now, the Big Reds have everything to lose. I do. The way it's going, they're lucky to be up 7. But Northern's also lucky they're not trailing by a lot more, so it should be an interesting finish. Straight up and straight down, that'll bring up 3rd and short.
And they're just going to keep on taking him down the field.
Among tacklers, one of the big meat eaters up front, 79, Zach Harper for the Big Reds.
Now, the longer this defense, and I think it's a pretty big, strong defense for the Big Reds, stay out on that field, I think it's detrimental to them. I think they need to get out the field. It's their offense that's going to win this game for them. And the longer the Huskies go out there and wear this defense down, the better.
Oh, the best defense, without a doubt, is keeping Galanos off the field. No doubt about that. And Taddy, keeping him off the field, that's a big plus. Doesn't take rocket science.
And an early timeout again from the Huskies.
They like to use their timeout. There's no doubt about that. They've used 4 of them in how much football? I think they used 3 in 2 minutes in the first half.
Well, the 3 was gone within a few moments, it seemed like. I mean, it was clearly, there must have been 5 minutes left in the first quarter when they had all 3 gone.
We have a timeout on the field. 8:50 to go in the third quarter. Oh, here we are again. First half, though, Tom, pretty much not really what we expected, I don't think. In the sense of the rain, maybe what we expected, but from the Big Reds' perspective, they should be up a lot more.
Well, they should be, and the Huskies are the real surprise of this game so far. They've really kind of kept this game at a low, medium pace. That's the game they have to play. The Big Reds capable of blowing this thing out, but the Huskies right now are just really doing a really good job at holding them back.
Back to this one. Third down and about 1.5, maybe 2, and the Big Reds jump. This is a perfect Husky-esque, if you will, drive because ball control, they're eating the clock, and again, they're keeping the high-powered Big Reds off the field. They are dictating the gameplay right now.
If there's a game plan, if Coach Couser sat down and wrote one, this would be pretty much what you had in mind. You're just going to take little chunks out. You're going to go down. You're going to go down the field, and you're just going to take up the time.
Again, it's 1st and 10. Ball marked 47-yard line. Again, 8:50 to go in the third. 3 wideouts. Matthews in motion. They give Colby Brooks straight up, straight down this time. Excellent tackling. Mirendorf and Eyrick again. Number 3, what's the story here? Durand Ashford, a thumb injury. I don't like to hear that, man. You're a great player, for real, you are. Will you? Well, you guys will make the playoffs, no doubt about that. You're going to give him the headset. You're going to pass it up. Durand Ashford in the booth with us. How are you, first
good,
off?
Sir.
How did you get this injury?
Yesterday, me and Chris Taddy, we was going over plays, and the ball just came on my thumb wrong. So.
That's tough, man.
But he's going to put it all on the line for me today. He said he's going all out. He felt bad during school, so he said he's going all out for me, and I see he's doing that. He's making big plays.
Well, maybe we'll ask you about these pre-game comments by Dave Taddy, and that just to fire you guys up, or what's the story with that?
Yes, sir. That's just Coach Taddy being Coach Taddy. He wanted to get some excitement during this game.
But did that do it?
Yes, it did. We want to make Northern eat their words. I mean, we're trying to back up Coach Taddy. We know Northern didn't want to comment on it, so.
Is that his style to do things like that?
That's Coach Taddy. That's just Coach Taddy.
So you think maybe 8 weeks then is what we're looking at for your injury?
6 weeks.
3rd and 4 from the 40, and did the Big Reds jump again? Anyway, yeah, Durand Ashford, you're a pleasure to watch, man. Hope you get back on. Right on. Well, we don't get guests in the booth too often, but that was kind of neat. I don't know where he came from.
No, he just tapped me on the shoulder. It was kind of fun. It's improv night.
You know what the funny thing is about that, too, is, and thank you for giving up the mic, too. That was kind of you. But,
well, you know what? It seems to me, just right off the bat, and I hate to cut you off there, nice kid.
Yeah, oh, yeah. Yeah. Wasn't trying to interrupt us, just I think wanted to give an update.
No, I was the one that handed him the mic and said, hey, you're here.
Right. But he's a good player, I'll tell you.
Oh, sure he is.
Immediate handoff, Brooks Colby. By the way, I found that out. It's Brooks Colby. I keep calling him Colby Brooks, and so does our, I guess, program, if you will. So, Brooks Colby, the carry. So it'd be 2nd and 5. How do you regroup from a player of that status? Your number 1 wideout going down for the year. He says playoffs, but he doesn't really know either.
Well, you know, a player's always hopeful. But you know that he's a good kid. You know, he's up here. He's interested in the game. He talked about it. And, you know, I think a kid like that, he's got a big heart. I think that helps a ton.
The fake handoff, Ty Thomas around left side. Got about 6 and should be enough for a first down. So again, Ty Thomas is eating the Big Reds alive when they need it the most. Well, I was just informed again it's Colby Brooks. So next door, they've got it listed as one thing. The program, another thing.
We're
Colby
going to go
Brooks.
with our crack research staff at
Okay.
CPHS. And we're going to go with Colby Brooks. And
Well, we've always been so good with names.
yeah, I know it. Oh, hockey season's always a trip.
Oh, yeah. A whole horde of Big Reds brought him down. 12, Trevor Baker among tacklers. It's funny, though, on a night where we mentioned Durand Ashford all game, I made it one of my chores at the half to find out his status, and he pops in the booth.
Oh, that's nice to see. And it's, like I was getting back to say, I think with a kid like that, he's a great athlete.
Yep.
He's got a big heart. I think playoffs, we don't know the severity of his injury, but I think playoffs is probably a goal for him, probably sooner if it was up to him.
Immediate handoff around left guard, nothing doing. That'll bring up third down. Good tackle, Justin Kindle. And Irick again. This has been a really long clock-eating drive. It's almost a 7-minute drive.
Right. Yep, we're at 5:20 right now in the third quarter.
Can you imagine if they get it back and do the same thing again?
It's what they need to do if they want to win this game. It may not be that exciting, this replay here, but it's a 2, 3, 4 yard little punch.
3rd and 4 from the 14. Fake. Oh, downed him right away. That's laying the smack down. Whew. 55, Tim Bartlett.
Out of just blasted through the line. Someone's going to have to pick him up.
That is a third quarter of frustration coming out on one single play.
Well, that's great. That's what they need. They really do. They need a guy to step up like that. He came through like a madman, though. And look at it rain.
It is really raining, and we said it favors a ball control offense to a spread one. And so far, that's all the third quarter has been. This is a huge play.
Yeah, just out of nowhere. That's a great, not touch. You got to put a shoulder pad on him.
From the 15, 4th and 5. Bat snap, they jump him, and down him again. Ty Thomas had no time to react. Matt Wilcox and Tom, if they're timing the snap count that easily, something's got to be done.
Well, you got to get out of that rhythm as an offense. You have to be able to change the cadence of your snap. Right now, the Big Reds defense just really stepped up well. The Huskies defense now has to come into play because we talked about this before. Just too many weapons on this Big Red team.
Well, here we go. This Big Red offense, if you include in the half, in the locker room, has really been sitting for a long, long time.
Half hour, 40 minutes.
Is it possible to get out of rhythm?
Sure it is.
To what extent, though? I suppose the passing would be a little bit more of a problem on a night like this, but even the blocking, would they get out of rhythm too?
I think, well, yeah, you can. You really, when you just stand there and you kind of, you freeze up. I mean, we've all done it, sat in a chair too long or stood someplace too long and take that first couple steps that's a little bit stretched out. If they are, it won't take them long to get back into step. The thing is right now, it's up to the Big Reds not to shoot themselves in their own foot. They can go down this field. They don't have to make the huge plays. They've got a ton of talent.
Well, they're calling a timeout here. I definitely think at this point, though, Hyde, the Big Reds are the more nervous team. They've got more to lose
They should
right now.
be. Well, they sure do, because I think they were the heir apparent to the end of the game trophy here. They were the ones that I think everyone, the majority of people thought anyway, that were going to actually come in, and maybe they didn't think it was going to be a blowout, but they sure thought the Big Reds had the best chance to win. The Huskies are proving that they're for real. But this is a great Big Red team. I don't think they're playing totally up to their potential, but the Huskies are really doing a good job at holding them in.
We should mention, too, the winning trophy in this game is called the Brick Fowler Trophy.
Yeah, I forgot.
Port Huron took it home last year, but we mentioned the dominance of the Huskies. I think it's like 32 wins to something like 10 over the years. So is that one of the major goals of Ryan Mullins? Is that his first goal coming into this Big Red team and taking over coaching to first off get this rival back to an even balance?
I think it's probably his first step in the season. Get the Huskies out of the way, win your games, and then playoffs.
From the 18, 2nd and 10. Taddy, all kinds of room. Look out. You've got to smother him. And actually, that was very smart. Wolford there, linebacker of the Huskies. He ran on an angle behind to make sure.
Angle of pursuit. With a kid like Taddy, his speed, his cutting ability. He had 2 other Huskies over there. Yeah, grab your good angle, just get there eventually and get the tackle.
Taddy in the open field is not how the Huskies are going to win this football game. There's no doubt about it.
Well, they still need to get turnovers. I still, as much as the Huskies have impressed me, I still think the Big Reds are the better team at this point. I think they're the ones that are capable of blowing this game still out.
Bit of an eye look now. Immediate give, Drew Page, not too much. Maybe 2. Zonlak, the sky is falling up here. What's that?
Some sort of antenna fell on us.
Okay, it's nice to see duct tape works. Did that hit you in the head?
No, I'm good.
All right. You want some duct tape? We'll repair as we go up here. Actually, I've got no duct tape. So hopefully Hyde won't get beamed off the head again by a, I don't know, what is that?
I don't know.
I'm not a technical guy,
it's
are you?
Fixed. No, I show up and put a microphone in front of me.
Okay, I'll take your word for it that it's fixed. Taddy avoiding one tackler. They're waiting for him over there. Shake and bake move. Can't get past all of them, though, and Zonlak over there for the tackle. The ground is slippery, and that's proof right there, but
well, it's taking that advantage that Taddy has, that quick cut ability, that turnaround, go the other way. It takes it away from him.
And seeing what Taddy has done from an east and west perspective tonight, you want to get him at, you want to make sure he's down.
He's fun to watch run. There's no doubt about it. We've seen him, literally run probably 300 yards tonight. The stats may not say that.
Another big play in this third quarter. There's been no scoring in the third yet. 3rd and 8 from the 40, 2:24 to go in the third. Galanos from shotgun, and they moved. And it is all delay of game they're calling. Yep. I got to ask you this, Hyde, and I've mentioned this on many previous broadcasts. Why on earth is there no play clock at all levels of football? Like, who's to judge if you're getting the playoff in time or not? Some stopwatch on the sidelines?
I don't think I've ever seen a high school play clock. I know there's not even the rule.
Galanos back to pass. It's Foster, but he's wrapped up immediately. And another saying incomplete.
Huskies are saying he fumbled. And I think that may have been a flea flicker.
Folks, we are seeing the turn of the tide in this football game. You're looking at an offense that is absolutely stumped right now, the Big Reds.
And the Huskies really just playing tough. It's where they want to be.
It is.
They're the underdog. I don't think I'm surprising anybody. They're the underdog, and they're in position to really make an upset here.
One big mistake, you get the feeling, is going to be the difference, and it's going to be somebody dropping a ball because of the slipperiness of the football tonight.
Yep.
Taddy, the punt. It's high, it's deep, it's going to go out of bounds. It does at right about the 30. He's got a booming leg. That's a good punt for this level.
Well, boy, what a great weapon to have. Any team is lucky to have one kid like that. Poirier and High really has 2 or 3 kids that are that athletic and that good. But a kid that can kick, punt, run, doesn't come around every day.
And for that reason, and I'm not exaggerating when I say this, you're looking at a kid that might be the most talented player to ever play here because of all aspects which he does well.
That's sure, it's a grandiose statement. It's always a good for conversation piece. All I can tell you is that he's a really good one.
1st and 10 for the 28, look out. If their secondary doesn't get there, Colby Brooks may be broken free. Looks like we got a lost girl, by the sounds of things.
Looks like a little bit of a reprieve from the rain right now.
Hopefully she finds her mom and dad and everything's good there.
A lot of people here.
It's a great night for football,
it is.
too, if it doesn't rain.
Nice breeze. Well, even with the rain.
You like it, do you?
I'm okay with it.
That's your Marysville talking in you. Dragged down, but not before Ty Thomas. And don't look now, Port Huron. but Northern is moving the football better than Port Huron is.
I'll tell you what I'm impressed with so far, though. Now, it's neither one of the teams. It's the way the field is holding up. I don't like the fact that this rivalry game is in week 3.
Oh, I hate that fact.
But at least the field's in one piece.
Right. Two wideouts on the far side. Couple slot. Drop ball, and the Big Reds pick it up. Oh my goodness, when it rains, it pours on the Huskies. There is absolutely no excuse for that, but Ty Thomas didn't know where the ball was. That's ill communication between the center, or the snapper, if you will, and the quarterback.
Yeah, he didn't. I mean, he was a little bit surprised. It just kind of dropped straight down. It was in clear sight for everyone to see.
Speaking of dropping straight down, it fell down again.
Yeah, I'm just leaving it.
Okay, yeah.
That's just and that's, again, that's sloppy play with the weather.
You give an offense chances like this, as high-powered as this one, I don't care about the weather. Good night, Irene.
Yeah, you can't give them the game. You can't put it to them, and now they have to come up with a big play here.
There goes Taddy, look out, scout, gain of 15 and a first down. If you're wondering, too, he had 88 rushing yards at the half. He's well over that 100-yard mark now.
Sure, and like you were saying before there, you can't give the Big Reds this much of an opportunity, especially when you were on a roll.
What do you make of Chris Taddy's play tonight based on what Dave Taddy said in the paper? Has he responded in your mind, or?
I think he plays. I think he goes out there and he just simply plays to his ability, no matter what anybody says.
I'll ask you when this play's done, Hydes, what you thought of that third quarter. No scoring, but it might not matter. Taddy, he's up and he's down. Second down. Many tacklers on that one, including 51, Derek Thompson. What do you think then? Third quarter of action just about over and not much scoring. This game's really turned around.
If the Huskies want a chance at winning this, it's how they have to play, except for that fumble, because you just can't. They're still 7 down. They're still 14-7 Big Reds. A score by the Big Reds just makes it tougher. You just can't hand them the ball on a silver platter and expect them not to score.
This is going to do it for the third quarter. The Big Reds are just going to let the clock run down. So that'll do it. Zeros on the Memorial Stadium clock. We've got one more quarter to play in the Battle of Port Huron, the Super Bowl of Port Huron. Hyde, Tom Hyde, Derek Work, the Big D. 14-7 Big Reds. It's going to be a doozy of a fourth. Come on back for it. Battle of Port Huron, not like we expected, but that's a good thing for the Port Huron Northern Huskies. 14-7 Big Reds on top in the Battle of Port Huron. Derek Work, the Big D, Hyde, Tom Hyde for CPHS, Channel 6, the Port Huron Area School District television station. Well, Tom, I said it, not what we expected. That's good for the Huskies. Can their defense maintain this momentum, though, against this offense that hasn't looked real good to their standards?
They still need a break. They need to get this ball back from the Port Huron High Big Reds. They're too close. They can score from anywhere, let alone 30 yards out. The Huskies need to make a game breaker here and get this ball back.
Second down and 1. Actually, more than 1. Now it says 9. Okay. I read the scoreboard before I looked from shotgun. The give, and he's brought down, but we have a flag. Wolford. By the way, that Josh Wolford, he's one kind of linebacker. Really something else. Great game last week against Utica. False start, Big Reds. Or illegal procedure, if you will. That's going to set them back, and They just don't look sure of themselves right now.
Well, they kind of look all over the place. They don't look focused. Now, a score cures that ill, but still, you got to get in the end zone. They just don't look like the Big Reds that we saw a couple weeks ago.
Keep in mind, too, the Huskies, as we mentioned earlier, September 19th next week, they have Chippewa Valley here at home. They've got to play a lot better than this.
Oh, they have to play with all pistons pumping to beat Chippewa.
Well, it's big plays now. This was offside, I think, again.
You want 12 minutes on the clock? Okay.
They stopped the play. Public address announcer asking for the correct time, and I think they've got it now.
Well, communication is important.
It's not Brownie, is it, over there?
No, no, it's not Brownie. Brownie was around for, well, years and years and years.
90 years.
90 years, 90 or so.
Second down and 14. Again, ball marked at the 32. High snap, Galanos on the rollout. Late pressure, slips and falls. There he is, Wolford, and it's going to be third down and an eternity for the Big Reds.
Oh, slippery field and the defense that's really stepping it up on the Husky side. That's what got that sack for you.
Well, plus, I think Galanos held onto the ball too long. You've got to get rid of that football.
Yeah, I mean, he's looking. There's good coverage downfield. Just too many Huskies. Tries to break. You're just not going to make that kind of cut in this field right now.
Well, third down and 25, they're saying, from the 45. They've got to get all the way down to the Husky 20, and they're basically at midfield where Galanos is going to line up. Here we go.
If there's a team that can do it, it's the Big Reds.
Shotgun. Galanos again. Late pressure. He's hit hard. Huskies fall on the football, and they've got it.
That might even be an interception.
Husky fans are going insane.
Yeah, because I think they think it's a fumble. It's not. I don't know if we can get that shot on the replay again, but I think that's an interception.
Galanos did not pick up the blind side, and he paid for it. What a time for an all-out blitz. There it is.
And here comes the replay. Now you have to watch careful at the end here, but I'm not real sure. I think it's an interception.
What a time for that to happen. Like I said, it's become the Huskies' game now. They trail, and the Big Reds are fortunate they trail. Ty Thomas gain of 6 or 7.
Well, time to tighten up those bootstraps, fellas, because if you're the Huskies, and especially a Husky quarterback at this point.
And if I'm the Big Reds, I'm equally as concerned, because you're going to Dakota next week.
Yeah.
And you've got 14 points on this scoreboard and have not scored in a long time.
I mean, Dakota, what a tough team.
Oh. How's that for cruelty, Tom? One Port Huron team's got Chippewa, the other's got Macomb, Dakota.
Yeah, that's quite a little schedule that they both have.
2nd and 2. Thomas, keeper, got it.
Right up the middle.
Well, I guess to answer our question earlier, Hyde, how long can Ty Thomas do it? Forever.
Looks about 10 minutes left in the fourth quarter. He's still doing it.
I cannot believe how this game turned out, folks. I did not think at this point the Huskies would be in this football game. They've made a believer out of the Big D. But it's hard work.
They have to keep it together. The Big Reds have to just keep calm and keep together. No stupid penalties. No 15-yarders. Just stay in the game. You've got the offense that you can pull this out from anywhere.
If you're wondering, both teams, 2 timeouts. Colby Brooks got 10 more. Big Reds have come up with the football. Wait a minute here. The referee did not give a signal. Oh, now he does, and he says Northern football. But that signal, Tom, was late.
Well, they kind of talk to each other, as officials many times will do. Shot right up the middle, just a simple blocking.
Well,
they're saying he's down there is what they're saying.
Oh, you know what? That's close.
I don't know. That's awful tempting to think.
Because he's going on his back.
Yep.
Thomas, the give up the middle. That's a fumble this time, I think. Crowd at least trying to make it a fumble. The Big Reds say they have the football. Have they got up with the football? They do! Big Reds have the football. I cannot believe it.
Big step up for the Big Reds defense right there. Had to be done. Had to get that ball. You can't let them score. You got to get your arms in there. You got to get your legs in there. You just got to get that ball back. That's what they did. Now the Huskies got to do the same.
But what was the number one key going into this game for the Port Huron Northern Huskies? Don't turn the ball over and put this offense on the field, and they have.
Right. Especially that deep in their own end zone.
I can't believe this game is 14-7. Unbelievable to me. The Husky D has to be commended for this game. They do. High snap, Galanos, look out, that might be a safety.
Oh,
it's in the end zone, touchdown, Huskies! I don't believe the turn of events that are continuing to happen in this football game.
Unbelievable. That is simply unbelievable.
And that's not the first high snap to Galanos in this game either.
And look at the Husky student section. Absolutely crazy.
Well, there you see it.
I mean, do we dare to believe that this could actually happen?
Galanos just didn't fall on the football. That's a gift touchdown, but the Huskies will take it. And Tom, I'm going to do right now what you always do. Give player of the game to a defense. The Huskies get it.
You got me on it this time. You got it in before me, but boy, what else can you do?
This is unbelievable, this game. 14-13, a very important extra point now. And in flag. They're saying it's against the Big Reds, so it's not going to matter. Well, we'll see. We'll wait.
Was it before the kick is the question.
Yeah, it was offside defense.
Now here's the question for you. Do you go for two? You just got half the distance.
Well, I think they've already said decline. Somebody over there, I don't know if that's Coach Kucera, is going crazy with the decline call. One of the head coaches of Port Huron, Northern, just jumping up and down like crazy.
Making it obvious they want to decline.
Can you imagine if the Huskies win this game and go 3-0? Like, who would have thought that?
Not a lot of people. And honestly, not me.
The fact that they're in the game.
Well, the fact that they're down by one in the fourth quarter here. Yeah, I mean, it's just like you said, an unbelievable turn of events. It's led us here.
And no, to answer your question, I don't go for two because their offense is not one to score. You take the points when you get it, I think, Tom. What do you think of that? Answer your question.
Well, I can tell you what we used to do down in the city of Marysville. Well, Braun, if we pulled them offside during an extra point, we would 99% of the time go for two.
That's a bit of a different team, though, that Marysville one from years ago. The one that made Hyde a legend.
I think. Well, the crowd's going crazy over on the north side, and I'm not really sure why.
I think it's just because the extra point is good. I don't know why the student section went insane. Northern wants a timeout now.
There's probably 15, 20 guys out on the field.
Is he debating this idea? Is that what it is?
I think he is. I think he's going to go for two.
Coach Ryan Mullins is in real danger right now of losing his football team. I know that might be premature for me to say, but this is an offense that does not look like the Big Reds right now. It doesn't, and I don't know if the poor weather has contributed to that as a factor.
Sure, I think so. Sure, it's taken their weapons down a bit. They on dry land, I suppose. These guys are just brutally good. You take away their speed, their cutting ability, their accuracy, and yeah, you're going to get a little bit of a change in a team.
Is Coach Casey Kucera going to go for two? The way Ty Thomas has been running up the middle, I don't know. I might try it.
You know, when it comes down, this is one of those moments that makes you or breaks you as a coach. You're either a genius or a schmuck.
Here we go. Ty Thomas.
Fumbled it.
Well, it's a bad snap, and the Big Red fans love it. You're either a hero or a schmuck. Let's face it, like you said. And now that I see that, easy for me to say I don't like the play call.
Why did they blow the whistle that early?
Well, we have a false start on the kicking team. Oh. You know what, Tom? This
now
game,
you kick it. Now you kick it. You don't go for 2 now.
this game is entertaining
Oh yeah.
because of the blunders.
I'll give you that.
How often do you say that?
Yeah, now you go back to the PAT, the point after touchdown. Big Ed Senek down there in the truck. The mastermind of it all, the production supervisor, Edward Senek.
Right. Ed must be down there in the truck smiling about this one. EJ, the big fella down there in the truck, EJ Shea.
He's always smiling.
No, maybe not. He'll have something to say about it.
Oh, sure.
This to tie after all that. It's easily through, but
Yeah,
I tell you something, they got away with it.
They did. Yeah, the center.
Oh, there's a flag.
Yeah.
No, they threw it.
Yeah, they're going to bring it back.
Was it left guard?
Yeah, I didn't exactly see who it was, but he wasn't set.
I don't believe this. Halloween is not till October 31st.
Yeah, he wasn't. The offensive lineman wasn't set yet.
Oh, they're waving the flag off. I don't know how you can wave that off. I don't get that at all. It doesn't make sense to me how a guard can stand up and go back down to his position.
They just wouldn't set you. You have to be set for a second, and he wasn't. And now the rain starts coming back down again as if it didn't like Port Huron High.
I don't believe the way this game's going. I've said it enough, but I don't believe it. Well, on the clock right now, 9:22 to go in the fourth, and you've
Plenty
got
of
some
time.
people to thank here for
Well, we do.
CPHS.
Might as well get them out of the way as quick as we can right now. On cameras, it's Gabe Kelly, Curtis Senek, James Senek, Brandon Smith, Sean Went. On the wireless camera tonight, it was James Catman and Jason. Oh, that's going to be a tough one. Hoogerhide.
I guess.
We'll take that. There's a big guy in the truck there. Slow motion.
I told
camera.
you he had something to say, and he was talking. Did you see that?
Yeah, I know.
Oh, okay, there you go.
Slow motion camera, Chris Orville. Slow motion director.
The big fella in the truck,
there you
EJ
go.
Shea.
Graphics, Chad Schuler. Assistant director, Crazy Carl Staffhorst. And of course, our fearless leader, production supervisor, Edward Senek.
Who I'd like to personally thank again, Ed Sinek. Top-notch production again tonight, Ed. All kinds of cameras in the rain, nonetheless.
In the rain. And I'll apologize for rattling off so quick, but with this rivalry game 14-14, we got stuff to talk about. I know you don't get credit as much as you should. And you guys are the ones out in the rain, not us. But
this is one of those games where you're happy it's not like the baseball setup.
Sure. Oh yeah.
Sitting out in a desk.
Yeah. Well, I'm pretty sure we wouldn't do it. But
no. Well, to kick this one off again are the Huskies, and let's get nasty again, Port Huron. This is a booming kick.
Wow.
Keep something else in mind, too. The two kickers of this Port Huron Northern team, they've taken a page out of PH. They're both soccer players.
Well, it's just a smart idea.
Right.
Back years ago when soccer wasn't as popular, if you had a great kicker, it was an oddity in the high school arena. But with the soccer becoming as popular as it is, you get some guys that can really put a boot in. It's a big part of your game.
There we are.
That's nice.
Well, and realistically, it's not real nice for the Big Reds right now, and we know this. And offensively, they've got to pick it up. Taddy dropped the ball again.
Huskies.
I don't believe they fumbled it again, and the Huskies jump on it. We said turnovers are the key, and we're seeing it.
It's the only way the Huskies had a chance at this game.
Durand Ashford came up here and said, I'll see you in the playoffs. Not if these blunders keep happening.
Yeah, you got to hold it together, boys. I mean, the Huskies, they're just coming at you now. And now look at the momentum. The momentum is definitely Port Huron High. And the Big Reds, I think the Big Reds are stunned. I think they're stunned.
This Big Red offense has done nothing for 3 quarters, honestly. Straight up, straight down, Brooks, nothing. That'll bring up second down.
The Big Reds are dangerous still, though. Look, as long as there is 30 seconds on the clock, this team can score.
If you're wondering, by the way, the Huskies 1 timeout, Big Reds still have 2, and that could be a very important stat as this game continues. That's crazy Carl Staff.
Hey, crazy Carl. Always a good job.
He's like, yeah, I'm crazy, so what? Well, now the Big Reds are really going to have to reach back and get this. I don't know. I don't know anymore. Option. Ty Thomas cuts up field with the option and gets 8. And it's a first down, Huskies.
Took a shot at the end there, but boy, you take shots like that. Right now, every Husky over there is willing to put everything on the line to win this game. And they've done exactly what they were supposed to do and exactly what they had to do. And no one at the beginning of this game would have thought with 8 minutes and 30 seconds to go in the fourth quarter that it would be 14-14.
Here you see it. And again, Tom, they've gone back to the option. They still do it sometimes. Here's a look at it. From the 13, 1st and 10. Matthews in motion. Give right up the middle, got, well, about 4 or 5 more.
They've taken it out of the defense right now. The defense for the Big Reds needs to pull it up, needs to get going. They got to make a stop.
Like I told you earlier, my cousin went to Port Huron Northern. He said to me earlier he's not coming back till they do something. Well, here's your chance to come back, Doug.
Give him a call.
Because they're about to pull a huge upset. Memorial Stadium is really starting to become the stadium of upsets. 2nd down and 6. They can get a first down without scoring. Thomas the fake again. Cuts up field. You're indicating maybe a face mask, Hyde, but no call.
Well, they definitely got a better view than me.
That's going to be 3rd down, just shy of the 5. And now we come to it. The play of the game. This is it. Do you consider this 2-play territory, or now that you know you got a soccer kicker back there, do you give him the chance?
I think you need to score touchdowns against the Big Reds.
Fair enough. We'll see. 3rd and 2 from the 7. Man in motion is Matthews. And we have a false start offense. And the crowd down here chanting about time ref or
Always
whatever
fun.
it is.
The Big Reds fans always as animated as ever.
Right, but if this is supposed to be a playoff team, and I said it to you earlier, week 11 maybe even, because I think they have the talent to do so.
Oh, I do too.
You can't rely on a referee's calls at 8 minutes to go in the 4th.
You can't, and nor is it ever the fault of the official, really. I mean, you have to make it obvious that you're dominating people. You have to. You win by 30. It doesn't come down to an official call.
Here we go. From the 12, 3rd and 7. Man in motion again. That's a bad snap again. Matthews just
Lucked
jumps
out.
on it.
Lucked out.
25 on the tackle for the Big Reds. Anthony Engel. I don't know what's going on. Both teams, Tom, the snap from center to quarterback is just not happening.
Well, it's tough right now. I mean, it is. It's been raining for 6-7 hours. And it's just luck that the Huskies got this back.
Now we come to a very, very big, important kick.
He's got the leg.
Carson Nowakowski could be the hero. From 30. Nowakowski, it's going to be wide left. It's going to be wide left. The Big Reds have dodged another one. And I can't figure out why the Northern student section was going absolutely insane, but they were.
It looked like it took a sharp left there at the end. He didn't get all of that he wanted.
Right, but he's got a heck of a leg.
Oh, yeah, he does.
Man alive.
Well, look, rain and the soaking of the field makes everything difficult.
Right.
It makes kicking difficult, running difficult, passing difficult.
Well, the Big Reds have really dodged a bullet. And if they do come back and win this game, that'll be the play that they remember. Galanos, QB keeper. A play right straight out of the Husky playbook. Got 15 on a first down. There was a point there on that defensive stand where Ryan Mullins called over Galanos and talked to him personally. I'm wondering if they discussed that play right there.
I'm sure among other things they discussed it. Yeah, at one point he has to pull him over and say, look, this really is our game to take. Go take it.
Well, they're all wet. Interesting too, Chris Taddy came over to get the play call from Mullins. They don't use signals, they go right over. Taddy took it, not Galanos there. Interesting enough. From the 35. Hand off Taddy, he's got room, look out. Here goes Chris Taddy, he could be gone. Taddy, Chris Taddy, touchdown, Big Reds. You go to your superstar in superstar moments. There he is. There he is.
Well, that's the danger of the Big Red team right there. The fact that, yeah, they really had done nothing from the first quarter, and this is just speed here. A missed tackle there. You got to get you're not going to catch this kid. He's just too fast. But that's how dangerous they are. They can score from anywhere with just moments still on the clock.
That one by Taddy was an 80-yard scamper. Check that, 65. I'm no mathematician. Extra point is no good, however. So the Ghosts and the Ghostbusters are still on the field, Tom.
It's still anybody's game, it really is. With the way the Huskies are playing, the Big Reds still have concern here.
Chris Taddy from 65 yards out.
Well, no matter how this game ends up, who really would have thought? No one would have thought this. I mean, this has been a heck of a game. Any way you slice it, a heck of a game.
Oh, you know what? I think it's a moral victory for the Huskies. I don't know why Buddy carrying a coffee is worth putting on camera for Channel 6, but I just had to say that, I'm sorry. But again, Tom, quick striking offense. There's an example of it. How quickly they really can get you. Even when you're down, you're not out when you've got players like that.
And isn't that a great view right there? That's just a great view. And you're right, and then all those people right there are ready to see Chris Taddy do what he just did.
I don't even want to award players of the game yet because it could change.
It's changed 4 or 5 times.
Right. What a zany second half of football. I don't have any other word for it. Can you think of a better word than zany?
Nothing tougher than zany, no.
But satisfying because it's entertaining, you know?
Yeah.
Now you got to look at what? You got to look at the Big Red defense now. They've been on the field a lot in the second half.
A lot. Well, even the end of the second quarter.
Yeah. Chris Taddy, Mr. Everything. Let's get nasty. Port Huron off the bounce. Right to Seppo, up 15, now to the 20. Seppo stops and starts. Not bad, to the 30, out to the 34. So they've got a long way to go, no doubt about it. 60 plus yards, but here's the replay of the kickoff. You getting some weather information for me or what?
I am.
Are you?
Let's see how much rain we have left coming.
Chuck Hyja or Tom Gatica? What do you prefer?
Oh, I'll go with Tom Gatica. Sounds good.
From the 30, it's 1st and 10. Matthews in motion, the give. Brooks got 4. So now you've also got to factor in the clock. Keep in mind that the Huskies do have 1 timeout, Big Reds have 2. But at what point do you think this ball control, do we have enough time to go down this field?
This is always the sticky point of any game. I mean, we're under 5 minutes, 6 points up. You have to be really careful about where and when you use timeouts. And
2nd and 5 now from the 35. Brooks. Wow, he got more out of that than he could certainly ask for. Colby Brooks to the 48 of the Big Reds and a 1st down.
It looks like the rain is probably going to be done for the night. Or not the night, at least for the game.
This Blackberry's very impressive. It is. I work right there, by the way. Not that you care, but that's how far up I am.
Or they can see, but
Yeah.
it's
Well,
a
I'm
long
talking
way.
to you. It's all
a
right.
long way away.
Yeah. From the Big Red 48, it's still anybody's game. Huskies one possession away. That is a live football. They jump on it. The Huskies actually got a couple of yards out of that, and they're lucky.
Matthews falls on the fumble.
And interestingly enough, Tom, besides the bobbled snaps, the offense we ripped on last season, they're going back to it, and again, another error on the option. If you're going to do those pitchbacks, you've got to make sure.
Oh, you have to be sure. And look, it's dangerous tonight. That offense is just dangerous to me in the first place. You throw all this slipping and sliding around, boy, it just doubles.
2nd and 8 from the 47. Ty Thomas, the keeper, straight up and straight down. And you really got to factor in the clock now if they're going to do these short runs. Offensive player of the game for the Big Reds, I'm taking Chris Taddy right away. This maybe is his best overall game.
That's an easy one, I think. I think anybody would agree to that. That's
If the block in the backs, Tom, he's got a massive game.
Oh well, just the fact that he's run literally probably close to 300 yards tonight. Give
Big
it to him
play.
because he's tired. Bubble.
Another bobbled snap. The Big Reds have it again. When it rains, it pours on the Huskies, Tom.
And you got to be careful here, Big Reds. You got your break. You got the ball back. You got 2:47 left, and you got this win in the win column. Does it matter that it wasn't a blowout? No, not at all.
Well, now you hand off to Taddy for the rest. Too many mistakes from center to quarterback in this game, but it's been on both sides, Tom, and that tells you right there that the weather had everything to do with this football
Oh,
game.
absolutely. I mean, we called that early on.
Instead, it's a play fake, and a QB keeper, Galanos, got 2, maybe 3. 51 among tacklers for Northern, Derek Thompson. I said my defensive player of the game already was the Huskies.
It is. It's the defense. It's the whole defense because they have just played an excellent game. They're the reasons why it's 20-14. They're the reason why they had a chance to win this. It's more the fine staff of CPHS 6.
Because of all the up-the-middle runs and the nitty-gritty work and the unsung hero, you got to give it to Ty Thomas as the offensive player of the game for the Huskies, I think.
The team has been carried on his shoulders. And he's going to be beat up, bruised. But win or lose, that young man had an excellent game tonight and really showed a lot of guts and a lot of heart.
So keep in mind here, the Huskies have used their final timeout. And while we have this final timeout, let's pause for a minute of station identification. What station are we watching right now, Tom?
I don't do the PSAs, but CPHS 6.
Don't forget about our request day at CPHS 6. Something tells me on Friday this one will be replayed again. But
well, you know what? Let me get it out of the way. Save your phone call. I'd like to request that this gets played on Friday anyway.
Right. 984-6621. 810-984-6621. Channel 6 programming.
And again, we're very fortunate to have the crew that we have here and 5-6 cameras running tonight.
From the 45, 2nd down. Taddy to the outside. They have got to make this tackle. Too much speed, a first down. Taddy is going crazy. You know what? This is Chris Taddy's best all-time game. And I'll tell you why it is. Because he's performed when he's had to, and he's performed to comments made by Dave Taddy before the game. Not only, Tom, is he challenging the team, he's challenging Chris.
Well, the key to his running here is just the fact that he can get around that corner as fast. He's just plain out running people.
Wow. It's his game. And I know Ryan Mullins would get the Brick Fowler trophy. I think he should consider putting it on Chris Taddy's mantle for a while. 2 minutes to go. Taddy again through the hole, downed. I would think well over 200 yards.
Oh, it's got to be close. He's just been all over the place.
Well, the Big Reds are calling timeout apparently, but the Big Red team is irate about it. They don't think they've called timeout. And the crowd's letting them know that. This is a vocal crowd, Hyde.
Unfortunately, it's not up to the Big Red players whether they've called it. If the officials say they did, they did. See, there's another guy that has a job way harder than ours.
She just wants to show the camera her face.
She does.
See, we back down from the camera.
Yeah, we would. Now we finally got some airtime, all right?
Yeah, I see that.
That'll be your Friday request. Quit putting those two mugs on the camera.
Ryan Mullins is going nuts down there. He cannot believe he had to use a timeout. I think that's what it's about.
Be careful, Coach. Well, I got to tell you, though, I like the way Ryan Mullins coaches. I really do.
He's got an intensity, doesn't he?
Well, you know, I think he just reminds me of I hate for Ryan, Coach Ryan Mullins and I to be 80-year-old men sitting on a porch, back in our day. But, I think it was a little bit different. I think he's bringing a little bit of that feeling and flavor back into the arena.
And not to take anything away from, of course, Coach Ed Kindle, who won 2 MAC Blue titles and took him to the playoffs twice. But you know what? This Mullins, those past teams, I think, might have had a greater intensity had he coached.
I believe so. And again, you're right. Nothing against the old coaching staff. They did a fine job. They kept the team and they got them to where they are now. And I'm not sure what the crowd's going crazy about.
Delay of game on the Huskies. Okay, when your defense has a delay of game penalty against them this late in the game when it means the most, I don't understand the Huskies' clock management tonight.
I don't even understand how it's possible.
Tom, I'm speechless. You have a rare moment where the Big D is speechless.
Yeah, it's been 10, 12 years. First time you've been stymied. I don't even know how it's possible.
I don't believe this. I don't. I've never seen anything like this. Galanos up the middle. That'll bring up 3rd down. As we're in our final 2 minutes, though, and I would guess the Big Reds are going to hold on. What do you make of this game, besides the blunders and really a wild fourth? Was it an exciting one for you personally?
Well, it was. Hats off to Northern for sticking it in there so well. And, of course, that's not over yet. I'm not going to call it over until that last second ticks off. The Big Reds have to play better. I really do think they were clearly the better team. Now, yeah, you're winning right now, but this should have been a blowout, really. Or at least I thought. The Huskies earned a lot of respect with me today.
But can you also sit there and say it could very easily have been a Big Red loss? Because I'm telling you right now, it could have been.
Oh, yeah. Oh, it absolutely could have been. Oh, and here's a news break. Marysville snaps their 0-12 streak and wins tonight, 27-6 against Madison.
And what is Madison? You've lost me.
Madison Heights.
Was that the woman that just texted you that score?
It's my sister.
Oh, okay.
My sister, Tracy Bucko, feeding me scores from throughout the county.
I've met her before, and I'll tell you, it amazes me how into it she is. She's quite into it.
Oh, yeah. She was always she played college softball. She's a good athlete.
Well, the Big Reds want timeout. They've just run this clock down right to the end before delay of game and called it. So I think we're basically in 2-play territory with 1 timeout, and they'll use that too.
Yeah, and I think they're probably just going to end up running this clock out, as they probably should. And just to get this one out of the way, the Big Reds, I really think, could have played much better, could have blown out this team. I think the Huskies really came to play tonight. They played a smart game. Barring turnovers, really had a legitimate chance to win this game. And that's saying something whether the Big Reds played poorly or not, because I don't think they played all that bad in this weather. I think the Huskies kind of proved tonight that, you know what, maybe we're for real.
The gentleman with OW in his name, Andrew Jowett, was down there a moment ago shaking hands with the fans, pretty pumped up about this one. But this is the one night, Hyde, with a wet field and rainy temperatures off and on and all the rest of it. This is one where you're just not so sure about the snap and the kneel as you normally would be on a hot, dry evening.
Well, we've seen stranger things happen. Tonight, we've seen stranger things happen. So, yeah, I think you got to hit that kneel. You got to get that knee on the ground. It's just too chancy. You are one fumble away from losing this game.
You're lucky, Big Reds. Cherish the moment because you got lucky tonight. And here's the reason why. Taddy. And you know what? I think he took enough time off that clock there that this game's over.
Yep.
They can't stop the clock. I think that's it. It was a great effort from the Huskies, though. You can't take anything away from them at all.
Yep, it sure was.
And the Big Reds are lucky, Hodge.
Yeah, they are. And it gets no easier next week. In fact, it gets way harder.
But it's a real testament to the Huskies for changing offensive schemes, never getting down, and heck, you're still 2-1.
Yeah, you're 2-1, and you played a good game tonight.
Maybe a final word from you, Hodge, on the game. It was sloppy at times, but the main thing is for Port Huron High, they won.
Entertaining.
It was entertaining. Well, I usually say to the winning coach of this game, polish off your mantle, but it's already polished off for Coach Ryan Mullins. Congratulations, Ryan Mullins. For the second time in 2 years, the Brick Fowler Trophy comes to you. For Hodge, Tom Hydja, Derek Wark, the Big D, and the entire staff of CPHS Channel 6. Final score tonight. It was sloppy at times, as mentioned, but the Big Reds win the Super Bowl of Port Huron. Final score, Port Huron 20. Huskies very unhappy, 14. Great game, guys. You've got something to be proud of. And again, congratulations to the Big Reds.
Go ahead and move up to the 45-yard lines, please. Up to the 45-yard lines. Very nice job of sportsmanship, gentlemen and ladies. Now, if the players would please line up and face each other. Direct your attention to the 50-yard line on the Port Huron side. For tonight, the Area Athletic Director for the Port Huron Area School District, Mr. Ed Peltz, will make the presentation of the Brick Fowler Trophy to the victorious Port Huron High Big Reds.